In this video, I explain exactly how to launch a successful meme coin on Pump.Fun that actually gets enough buyers to reach raydium, and then what to do to reach $1 million market cap. So first I'm going to quickly explain what Pump.Fun is and how things work there. Then I'll show you step by step how you can create your own token on Pump.Fun. And also, I'll explain in detail what you need to do to ensure your project actually does well when you launch it. So this is Pump.Fun. It's basically a website where anyone can go and launch their own meme coin. So these are the so-called bump orders. They pop up right here each time a new buy comes in for a token. And if you check out one of these tokens, for example, you can see right here, you see their logo. Then you can see their name for the token, and this is the ticker, and that's the description for the token. And the basic premise of this website is that you can launch a token right here for very cheap. So there's a lot of tokens that are launching. Now, this right here is the buy page of a token. For example, this one right here is called Rug Cat. Now you can see the description is visible right here, and here you can see those two little bars right here. One of them is the bonding curve progress, and the other one is the king of the hill. So essentially what's going on here, on the left side you can see new buy orders and sell orders coming in. In the middle right here you can see the chart. This is the 5-minute chart. And right here you have the option to connect your wallet and buy in the token or sell it. What's going to happen when this token reaches 100% bonding curve progress, the newly added liquidity is going to be placed in raydium, and then this token becomes tradable everywhere for everyone, and it's going to be visible on Dex Screener. Now, how that works is whenever you launch a token, Pump.Fun essentially lends you some of their own liquidity so that the token can become tradable, and in order to reach raydium, you have to get 85 SOL invested in your project. Once your token gets 85 SOL invested, it's going to reach raydium and it's going to be posted in there. Now, to reach King of the Hill, you need to reach 45 solana invested in your project. And what happens when the token reaches King of the Hill, they are posted right here for a while until another token reaches King of the Hill. That's the basic premise of this website. There's a lot of tokens on Pump.Fun that have launched and reached raydium and actually reached huge numbers, you know, like multiple millions of dollars. So this isn't just a little website where you can just catch small pumps to a few thousand market cap and then sell the coin. You can easily sometimes catch a token that's launched here that's going to reach raydium and push the new highs of millions of dollars market cap. So, when it comes to launching coins, before I show you how to actually launch a coin, we gotta think of an idea for the token. Now personally, I've found that the most successful launches on Pump.Fun, they seem to be something that's usually related with news that are very popular in crypto or worldwide, or some sort of a meme that hasn't yet been created on Pump.Fun. So if you sort by market cap right here, you can see all of these are the most successful launches on Pump.Fun right here. They are sorted from the top with the biggest market cap, and they go on with lower and lower market cap as you go lower. So the top ones are just like random memes that probably were pretty original. Some sort of project as well. Soul Mail, that's another one, right? So there's also legitimate projects launching here. And you can see also there's Trump, right? In 2024 there's going to be the elections, so that's going to be a hot topic throughout the year for sure. There's another political token right here. There's a bunch of memes that are just like trend-based memes. Like, for example, there's the token Game of Memes. Free CZ right here, you can see as well. CZ was arrested. That was a huge headline as well. You get the idea. Usually it's going to be something that's either news related or something that's very original. Another tip for you guys, if you want to have a great idea for a token, think about what's coming up soon. What kind of news headlines can we expect soon? So, just an example right here. If any of you have looked through the calendars, you would probably know that June is the so-called Pride Month. So I would say that's definitely going to be a hot topic with meme coins. As a matter of fact, there's already been a lot of these types of pride type of tokens that have pumped pretty hard. I think the narrative is going to be ever so strong when June comes, because that's when also there's going to be a bunch of news headlines about this stuff and whatever. So think ahead. Definitely think what's coming up. What could be a catalyst that's going to send, you know, a new narrative for meme tokens. So let's say you have a solid idea. What you're going to need to do next is have a logo for your token. Now, if you don't know how to create a logo yourself, or if you can't find any sort of original photos that you would like to use for your project, you can use any website such as canva.com or pixlr.com. You can sign up on Canva and you can just create a logo right there. Another option is Pixlr. you can go here, you can select the advanced photo editor, and this is like an online Photoshop which you can use. Definitely a good option as well, especially if you know editing skills at least a little bit. You can definitely create something very creative here. For example, me personally, I am creating my thumbnails for YouTube on this website. I also created the logo for one of my previous projects on this website as well. So this is definitely a good one. Now, if you don't want to bother with creating your own logo, you can just pay someone. You can easily go on Fiverr.com and literally search the term logo for Memecoin, right? And look through, it's not too expensive. People are selling logos for 15 euros, 20 euros, 50 euros. Some are selling for more, but this is like a website as well. So you can also just pay for a logo. If you have more marketing budget for your token, you can literally just pay someone and they're going to create a logo for you so you can focus on other things. Once you have a logo and you have your idea, you're going to need a website, a Telegram, and a Twitter. Usually for websites, you would create a website on something like Wix.com. I would say this is one of those website creators that offers a lot of different options for your website. You can really create a very advanced website on here, and it's pretty easy. It's a website builder, so you don't have to know any coding or anything like that. So you would just sign up right here. You would probably need to take a membership, which costs about 16 euros a month here. And then you would need to buy a domain. Me personally, I always buy domains from GoDaddy. It's a very reliable website and it's very easy to use, and I've never had any issues connecting my domains to any sort of website. It's always very quick. If you make a website on Wix and you buy a domain here, it's going to take you 2 minutes to connect the domain to your Wix, and it's going to go live in maybe 2 hours. So I found recently this website called token.com, which basically allows you to create a website for free with their own domain, and their own domain doesn't look that bad. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to create a website for x.com, the 1999 version of PayPal for Elon Musk. You change the icon right here, then you can change the link name. We're going to put the name to be x.com 1999. Description is going to be something simple like we're just going to copy the description of x.com and paste it here. We're not going to have any Twitter because this is just for demonstration purposes, but you can easily just add something like, we're just going to add the PayPal Twitter. Now we're going to need to create a Telegram. So how you do that is you just open your Telegram. So you're going to have to already have a Telegram account. If you don't have a Telegram account, you just go to telegram.org and you can register an account using your phone number. What you do next is you're going to click these 3 lines right here and you're going to create a new group. So here, group name, let's call it XCOM 1999 on Sol. And we're going to update the photo. Boom, now we have our Telegram group. What we're going to do is we're going to make it public. So you got to change the link to your own name, XCOM 1999. That's going to be our link. And now it's public. Now you can take that link, you can copy it, and you can add it right here. Now the contract address, you're not going to be live just yet, but you can paste it once you're live right here. So now you're going to just choose the background color. We're just going to do something completely random, like we're going to do black background color. Text color is going to be just white, and the font is going to be, they don't have many options here, but let's do something random like Palatino. You can even add some more memes right here. But we're just going to quickly create the page right here and see what it looks like. So this is how it looks like right here. Telegram and Twitter. And you can go back to the dashboard to add your other links. For example, we would add the contract address or link to buy token. We can add. So this link right here is going to be our website now. We can make some sort of a initial post right here on our new Telegram. You can make some sort of an initial post maybe and post it here. Just make sure to delete those 2 initial messages so it's clean like that. So now your website, your Telegram, and let's say your Twitter is ready as well. I'm not going to show you how to create the Twitter account because that should be pretty simple. So once you have your socials and your idea ready, you can start working on your marketing. So the current meta for Pump.Fun is definitely doing these so-called pre-launches. I've talked about this many times in my previous Pump.Fun videos, but essentially the idea here is that you make some sort of a Telegram group and you promote it around. You go around in different groups, or you pay someone to promote it for you, and you get people in that group and you get maybe 300 or 400 members, maybe even a bit less, maybe 200 members, right? Then you launch your coin and you announce it that you're going to be launching the coin, right? So that all of those people can buy in, and that's what's going to make that token go up. Because if you launch your token without anything else, if you launch it without any sort of marketing, there's probably not going to be any buys and your token is just going to fail. So you definitely need to be thinking about marketing. Now there's a few ways you can get those members. One of the ways is you shill your token yourself. Now there's a few ways you could do this, but pretty much they all boil down to the same thing. And that thing is that you send out some sort of a message in different Telegram groups, incentivizing people to go to your Telegram group and wait for the launch. So one way is that you could definitely create some sort of a pre-made message like this. This is just for demonstration purposes. You can really get as creative as you want with these pre-made messages, and you can create it yourself and you can send it out to different groups. Another thing you could do is you could just change your Telegram name. Not change it completely, but you could add in the end, for example, at the end of your name, you could add pre-launch in bio. And then you add your invite link in your bio. And then what you do is you just, for example, go out to different Pump.Fun related groups and you just send a message like this. We're doing a Pump.Fun pre-launch pretty soon. Everyone's welcome to join, or something different. You know, you don't have to copy this word for word. I just want to portray the idea right here. So you would go out and you would just manually do it. This is definitely a valid method if you do not have any money and you have a lot of time on your hands. You can definitely just go around yourself and do this. So where would you shill your launch? Well, I can give you a perfect example. This right here is Pump.Fun's official Telegram community. And check out what's going on here. Everyone is doing this exact same thing. And there are a lot of people that hop on these pre-launches, right? And they're expecting to make some money off of them. So in turn, there's a lot of pre-launches that are expecting to get all of these buyers in their pre-launch groups. So what you can do here is you can do the exact same thing as the other people right here, and you can just promote your own launch. But there is a problem here, which is that since I've made these previous videos about Pump.Fun pre-launches, there's been a ton of new pre-launches that have popped up, and they are pretty much all scams. Like 90% of them are scams usually. They basically just launch and they sell their dev bags for like a tiny profit. They sell their bags for like a McDonald's meal. So this is definitely something you shouldn't be doing. If you're going to be spending your valuable time on launching a token for Pump.Fun, I think you should definitely aim for millions, because if you launch a token and you do not scam people, you will gain a nice reputation as a person that has actually done previous launches and that is capable of pushing, and that's going to gain you even more members with time, right? You can definitely build out a community like that, and even if your first token might not be successful, if you end up doing the right thing, really trying your best, people are going to see it and they're going to stay for the next launch. Now, if you have money that you're willing to spend for marketing, then you really can go down the rabbit hole of looking through different shilling and marketing services on websites like blackhatworld.com. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right here. So this is blackhatworld.com. Here you can enter your search term and you can search up some sort of a query that you would like to see, such as crypto marketing. You can see someone has already posted here that they need crypto marketing and shilling help. And another person, there's a lot of people that need help with marketing, but if you look hard enough, you're going to find people that offer marketing services as well. It's not hard at all to find these types of people. They might even be in replies of some of these people that request something like that. You can see here, this person has DM'd them, the guy who was requesting help. Right? So just have a look around. Look for these types of people that offer these services. Like, what I would say what you need to be looking for specifically is Telegram shilling bots. That's one thing. Those are the types of bots that have a large list of groups where it's allowed to shill, and they have a bot which essentially sends out your pre-made message that you give them. That bot sends it out to like each of these groups every 10 seconds or so. And it ends up being like 50,000 messages per day. Even though there aren't many people on each of those shilling groups that actually look for new launches, there are some people. And with enough time and with enough numbers, you can still get a decent amount of people joining. And these types of services don't usually cost that much. You can find these types of services for $20 to $50 for like 24 hours of shilling. One thing I would definitely tell you to look out for is once you've created your Telegram group and you've started, for example, shilling yourself just to get your initial 10, 20 members, you will get an influx of people trying to sell you something. Shilling services, trying to sell you exactly all of those things that you might want. But I would definitely urge you to not buy anything from them. From personal experience, I can tell you that they will offer you a really low price. And sometimes it might even go as bad as you will pay them that low price for their service that they promised. And then they'll say something like, well, actually, I consulted with my team and the amount you paid won't be enough for us to do the work. We'll need more, actually. We'll need $50 instead of $30. So, and then you're like, well, why did you offer me $30 in the first place? And now you have to go argue with them and ask for a refund. It's a complete waste of time. And I'm telling you, I have purchased from people like that services many times. A lot of them are literally like this. You send them the money and then they're like, well, we'll need extra money for this. We'll need extra money for that. And now you have to argue with them. A lot of them will take your money and they'll do the bare minimum, or they'll just blatantly scam you. So definitely ignore all of those PMs that are promising some sort of shilling service for cheap. They're going to come and they're going to try to get your money and they're not going to do shit. Even if they give you afterwards screenshots that they've shilled to like 500 groups, you won't find any results. You need to actually look for people that are reputable, and usually reputable people can be found on this website, because this website, for example, it has a ranking system, and you can easily get banned if you are a scammer. It's kind of incentivized to follow up with your services and have the best customer satisfaction. People can submit a complaint to one of the moderators right here, and you're just going to get banned. So it's definitely much better to find these sort of services in a website like this. My point basically is that you need to be going really, really hard on getting those members for the pre-launch. Let's say you've got those 300 members and you're ready to launch. How do you do it? So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your Telegram and you're going to tell them that you guys are launching within 20 minutes. Now, if you're launching within 20 minutes, what you need to do, and I'm telling you, you need to do this each time you launch, without exception, you need to lock the chat. How you can lock the chat is you basically need to add Rose, which is a Telegram bot. I'm going to show you how to do it. You go to your group info, you just press add members, and you search up Rose. You have to pick this one. The other ones are fake. You have to pick this one, Rose, with the hat. Rose bot is completely free. The at is at missrose_bot. So definitely use this one. Do not use any other ones. So what you do is you add her and you promote her to admin. Now she's an admin, and now you can lock the chat. Now the chat is locked, no one can post anything. Why you need to do this is because if you're doing a launch and there's 200, 300 people that are anticipating an official link from you, what someone can do is they can just post their own link like 3 minutes before and like say we are live, and a lot of people can easily get tricked because they're hyper focused on seeing a link, and when they see the link and they see those words we are live, they're just going to get fooled and buy someone else's token instead of yours, and they're going to get burnt. You don't want that. You don't want any sort of issues like that with your own buyers. So definitely just log the chat and then you paste the link once it's live, and that's it. Let's say you've got all that covered. You've got your 300 members ready. You've got the website, the Twitter, you've got everything ready. So how do you actually launch the token? So you need to basically download and set up a Phantom wallet, preferably. I mean, you can use other wallets as well, but I use personally Phantom wallet, and you just send some Solana there. Now, you can start a new coin right here, and after you press the create button, there's going to be an option to make a developer buy. Now this depends on your own strategy, but I would say do not make a larger than 3 or 4 Solana developer buy, because at that point, if you buy 4 Solana worth of the tokens, or 5, or even 6, you buy up like 15 or 20% of the supply, which I would say is way too much. As a developer, you're going to need some tokens for yourself as well, especially if you're going to be selling them off slowly for marketing, for example, right? You're still going to need to ensure that the initial developer buy is not over 3 Solana, I would say personally, because otherwise it's just way too big and you risk buying up too big of a supply and scaring away a lot of buyers, because there's a lot of people that create a token and they launch it with something like 7 or even more, 10 Solana first developer buy. And guess what happens if they sell their bag. All of those buyers, they're going to probably lose like 50% of their money that they just invested, or 30%. It depends. The bigger the dev buy, the bigger the loss is going to be for all of the new buyers if the dev sells. And since there's a lot of these types of scam projects that just launch a project and then they just sell the dev bag for a McDonald's meal, I would say there's a lot of disgruntled buyers that just don't want to be burned again. So definitely just keep it low. You don't need that big of a supply. I think up to 10% of supply is completely fine. Once you've topped up your wallet with some Solana, you just go back to the Pump.Fun main page, you press on start a new coin, and that's the point where you enter the name, the ticker, and the description, the photo, as well as the official links, which only pop up if you press this button right here, show more options. So let's just fill it out. Now that you have filled out the information, you just simply press create coin, and this is where you're going to enter the amount that you're going to buy as the developer. For this case, we're just going to do 0.4 Solana, and then you press create coin, and it's going to create your token. Now you just wait for it to be added and created, right? You just click this button right here. All right, your token now is live. What you would do next is just copy the link to your launch and paste it in your Telegram. Right here, this would be your link to your launch, and what you do now is just go to your Telegram and paste it and say to everyone, we are live, right? Now you can also pin the message and unlock the chat with this command. And if everything was already sorted for you, marketing-wise, then this token would be seeing a bunch of new buys, and the important thing to note right now, let's just imagine there's a bunch of buys coming in, right? You need to not sell anything. You need to be holding onto your bags. And I would say the only time you can actually start selling off some of your developer bags for marketing purposes, for example, is when you reach raydium. Because any sort of developer sells before you reach raydium, everyone's going to see that you sold some of your bag and they're going to cheat. They're just going to sell everything. So there's no point in basically selling any of your bags until you reach raydium. So let's say your token launches and it does really well and you reach raydium within minutes. Now, what to do next? How do you actually reach new heights? Well, I'm going to talk about that right now. So, obviously, what's going to happen if you have no sort of plan? When you reach raydium, everyone's going to sell their bags because that's like the big event everyone was waiting for, unless you have a clear plan in place. Now, I'm going to give you a few key points that you can do that are going to help you massively reach new heights, but they are going to be paid. And that's unfortunately the reality. You cannot launch a $1 million coin without any sort of marketing, unfortunately. Now, there are exceptions, but those exceptions are usually when you are able to accrue in some way, like let's say 1,000 members in your Telegram. And those 1,000 members, they all are sort of waiting for your launch. If you have such a huge pre-launch, it's probably going to reach raydium really quickly within a minute, and then it's going to also keep pushing. So that's the only exception, but it's really hard if you don't have any previous following already, and if you don't have any funds to fund your marketing further on, it's going to be really hard to do. So I would say definitely you need some money to push it forward to millions. Number one thing you're going to do right when it's posted on raydium, you're going to go ahead and go to dexscreener.com. More specifically, you're going to go to marketplace.dexscreener.com, and here you can see they have two different options for marketing. Now, number one option is enhanced token info. Now, this is the most popular one and the most requested one that you're going to need to do right as you reach raydium. You're going to need to go ahead and pay $300, and what this is going to do, this is going to add all of your links and a nice little banner to your Dex Screener listing. I'm going to show you how it looks right here. For example, this right here is a launch that has paid for their Dex Screener, because you can see here they have this little banner and they have their official links right here. Once you pay, you also show up on the recently updated token info page, and it also gives a little bit more exposure to your project. You can see claim your spot right here. This is the enhanced token info that I was just talking about. And just to show you what it looks like when someone hasn't paid for the Dex Screener, here's a completely random new pair, probably rug. This is what it looks like. They just have their ticker here, and that's it, nothing else. You need to update your socials for sure. Once you reach raydium, I would say that's a requirement. You can definitely also look into this section, which is the advertising. And it basically looks like this. You're going to see this sort of little advertisement right here, and it also costs supposedly starting from $300. So you can check it out as well. But I haven't ever tried this one out. I'm just showing you what's possible out here. You can advertise your project on Dex Screener. It would definitely get you some more eyes on you. Now, another thing you can do is you're going to add the Delug buy bot to your Telegram once you reach raydium. It's basically going to spam those buy messages for your project in your Telegram group. It's going to spam a buy message each time someone buys your token. That's one thing. The second thing is this buy bot offers trending. They have this sort of a ecosystem right here, the Lug Cash ecosystem. They have a Sol trending channel right here. This is the official link for them. And they basically post new buys for tokens that are trending, and also they post which tokens are actually trending right now on the bot. Whenever you buy a spot right here, it usually gets some eyes on your project and gets new buyers coming in. So this is also very good. And how you would do it, you would basically go to this bot, you go to the Delug trend bot, you start, you choose Solana, then you send your token address, and then it's going to give you instructions for payment. That's what you're going to do. You're going to pay and you're going to get a spot right there. The thing about this one is that there's pretty much usually all of the spots are taken, so you have to wait until a spot becomes available, and you have to really quickly pay the amount, otherwise someone else is going to pay before you and you're going to lose your spot. Now, if you can't catch any sort of spots on the trend bot, you can use safeguard as well. You can see right here there's a command which says trend, and it's going to allow you to also buy a placement. Now, these placements for both of these bots cost something about $300 each, and you can get a placement which is also going to give you more eyes on the project. Now, this right here is their channel where they have about 300,000 members in, and there's a lot of people watching this exact pinned message, which constantly is updated by the bot. These are all of the currently trending tokens, and I would say 90% of them have actually just bought the placement right here. So once you pay for your placement, you will be placed there for a certain period of time. Like, you can pay for 3 hours and you can even pay for 24 hours. Each of those options are going to give you a lot of new eyes, but these aren't the only options you can do. There's another option, which is the, I would say, even more popular option, but it's even more expensive. So it depends on your budget, right? The next option is buying calls. Now, how you buy calls is you would basically go to different call channels, right? Let me show you some of my call channels that I've joined right here. You can join any of these calls, and once you join them, you're going to see on the bottom here, you're going to see a little section pop up with other call channels. So you can join a bunch of different call channels, groups, right? Probably you won't have any success with the biggest channels that are out there. For example, Caesar's Gambles or Caesar Calls probably won't accept any payment for you for your token that's just reached raydium, because what these guys do, they don't want to have a bad reputation. They always only sort of promote projects where someone pays them, but they know that the project is actually very bullish. They know that something else is going to come, some sort of other big catalyst that's going to keep pushing the project higher, even with all the new people that are going to be buying from their channel. So the only option you really have is you have to join a bunch of these groups, and you have to see like which ones have nice engagement, which ones have enough views, and you got to be aiming for a bit smaller time callers. And if you can do that, you can definitely push your coin a lot. If you pay for the trendings, you pay for Dex Screener, you pay for callers, if you have a big budget, I would say if you have 5 to 10 grand of budget, you can definitely push the coin easily to $1 million. What you do is you basically push it to raydium with a pre-launch, and then you spend some of your budget on the marketing after raydium, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you which sort of avenues you can take for getting that $1 million market cap. Now, another thing that you need to consider is the market conditions. Like, if meme coins are dying off, it's probably not going to be the best time to be launching a coin, because you have to realize when there is a full-blown meme coin season, this website right? Dex Screener is going to have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands more eyes on the website, which also means that once you pay for your token info with those $300, if you pay in good market conditions, for those 5 minutes that your token is going to appear right here, you're going to get thousands of more eyes than you would if the market is in a bad condition, if it's like dumping constantly or something, if it's really bearish. So you got to wait for those good market conditions, and you need to combine good market conditions with a solid marketing budget, and you're going to shoot to millions, especially if you have a good idea for the project. If it's something very interesting, you can definitely launch a very, very successful token. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I just wanted to show you what I found to be the most successful ways of launching these types of tokens and launches. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm always open to new sort of strategies and new ideas. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching. You rock, and I'll see you on the next one.